This rug is made out of 100% New Zealand wool. You would have seen a lot of product descriptions that talk about this, but what does it really mean? Where does this wool come from? Of course, New Zealand, because that's where the name comes from. But how is it different? How is it better compared to others? We are right now in my backyard. This is the place where I spend a lot of time. I love spending time here. This is my workplace also most of the days. I spend a lot of time not only working here, but also thinking about our impact as human beings to the environment and what we are doing to safeguard it. I personally am trying to make a difference in this space. So when we started working with bespoke rugs, and bespoke is the way forward for us definitely, we were looking at different materials that we are capable of working with. We have a very strong partnerships with a lot of companies, a lot of suppliers who have the capability of providing any and every kind of material that we would need. But we wanted to stay true to the cause of sustainability that we very profoundly invested in and also feel for. So that being said, we stumbled upon New Zealand wool because a lot of companies were talking about it. But then, is it really what we call it is? How do we make sure that we are getting what we are getting? So to start with, let me step back a little and talk about New Zealand wool in particular as a raw material. New Zealand, as you all would know, is very focused on their ecosystem, and they pride in it. They take a lot of effort to make sure that their environmental ecosystem is not disturbed. If you see anywhere in New Zealand, you will see a lot of sheep that are grazing out in the field. Essentially what they're doing is they are giving the sheep a safe environment to consume food, and it is not only safe, it is also very healthy for sheep. What that does is that in turn, the wool that is generated out of a sheep, close to around 5 odd kgs of wool is generated every year by the sheep, and they of course grow it back every year again. They generate obviously a wool which is absolutely free of impurities. Most of the times it is actually very white. It's very clean as well. And what that does is it helps us with our dyeing process. The dyeing is easy. Also, the fiber that is actually converted into a yarn and eventually knotted into hand knotted rugs or hand tufted rugs as well. The yarn is very strong. It does not need a lot of scouring, and it does not need a lot of chemical processing to make it brighter. And that essentially comes from the fact that these sheep are grazing in a very clean environment. The water is clean, and likewise the output of the sheep also comes out to be very clean. In the next few days, I'll be talking to people who are actually invested in this idea of wool, who've been doing it for generations. And mind you, generations. They've been trying to showcase the world that how this wool is better than any other wool. Especially in the countries like the United Kingdom, it's very important to have the right flooring in place, because at times it gets very cold out here. And likewise, it is true for many other countries in Europe, North America, and Canada, etc. What we want to do is we want to give that option to our customers that they can work with us closely, and we can get them what will be something which they can call as an heirloom, say about a couple of decades later. There are rugs that are handmade, hand knotted about centuries back, and they are still existing. They are very much there, being taken care of well. The only reason they have survived the test of time and so many other things that came along was because they were made of very high quality materials, and the knotting that was done for them was of top-notch quality. If you ask me, I would want something like that for my home. I would want everybody to have access to that kind of a product, which will give them the value and will not lose its shine for the next couple of decades at least, to say the least. That being said, I want to continue this dialogue. I'll keep coming back to you guys more and more to showcase what are some of the materials that we can use to make bespoke rugs for your homes. And I really look forward to talking to you and understanding what is it that you're looking for in a rug. Hopefully we should be able to work together. Thank you so much.